broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey, AfterBuzzers! Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, JJ Synder. If you're watching on YouTube, well, thanks. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on a podcast, well, hello. Welcome aboard to this very special edition Spotlight On interview with Jill Whelan.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so glad to see you here.
Podcast people, well, hello back.
Oh. You talk like a voice from the radio.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yes, she actually does. So, guys, Jill, I'm sure, is a familiar face to most of you out there, most notably recognized from your role as Vicky Steubing on The Love Boat.
Yes.
Yes. But in addition to The Love Boat, let's just shut these earphones.
Shut them down.
Hey, we're free, girls. This is a free interview.
Hello.
This is going to be a good hair
This is
interview.
so much better hair than that hair.
Oh, wow. But look at her.
Well, yeah.
Look at her. But, you know,
That's the original hair color, as far as I remember.
I know. It's hard to tell after a while what's original.
I don't know what goes on up here anymore.
I know. I'm not responsible.
No,
I don't know. I just go to the hairdresser and she fixes it. But look at this gal. Like,
Aww.
you know, I was so excited when I heard about this interview. I literally jumped on the chance. I just heard, like, Vicky from Love Boat.
That's
Yes.
so sweet of you. Thank you.
No, honestly, because I grew up for a decade of my childhood, your show was on, and it takes me back to, like, being in my parents' living room, and here you are.
See? Look at that.
Yes.
Not a day over 12 there. I don't know.
You were 11, right, when you got the role?
When I started, yeah, so that's a little bit older.
Okay, so I know that you were from Northern California.
Yes.
But you came down and you actually were already on a show for Aaron Spelling, and it got canceled, and then suddenly you wind up on The Love Boat.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Like, that's crazy how that happened. I didn't audition or anything. I was on a show called Friends. But it's not the version of Friends that you know. If that were the case, I would be driving a much nicer car.
Not the Jennifer Aniston Friends.
Not that Friends.
Yes.
Not the high-class Friends. But it was a really fun show about 3 kids, and Aaron was great about having his corral of actors guest on everybody's show.
Yes.
So I had guested as the role of Vicky on Love Boat, but just never planning on coming back and staying for real.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, look at that Harry Langdon shot.
I mean, can we go back to that last one too, Marissa? Because I'm so enamored of this photo, y'all. And I think, let me know, fans out there, anyone who grew up in the entertainment industry in any state in the nation, do you have a headshot where you're doing this?
Oh God, every one of them.
That's classic.
I'm missing a beret. That's all I'm missing.
Yes. Oh my God, the dramatic beret.
Yeah, or the little cap. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I have that.
And suspenders. And the overall shot.
Yeah,
yes.
or maybe like the bow tie for the guys.
Gosh. Yes.
It's a certain era of like that off-Broadway tap look. Yes. I was there with you, girl.
That is so
I was there with you. No, I am so excited. I want to totally dish on Love Boat, but before we do, because I want to take that walk down memory lane, I thought it might be good to start off with what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Because you got a lot going on.
Yes.
And literally, like, in 48 hours, you're going to be on ABC this Wednesday night.
I am.
On Celebrity Wife Swap.
Lord help me. Yes. Oh, yeah, look, there we are. There we are. Me and my sons, both of my boys and my sister. Why my son is wearing a hat, I don't know. He just did not want to be on camera.
Was that it? Because clearly it's warm in California.
Let me tell you how much this little boy does not want to be on camera.
Okay.
We did Home and Family for Hallmark the other day.
Yes.
I think yesterday. I think it was yesterday we did it. And they asked, and I do a lot of fun DIY stuff, and I cook all the time. So I should put a YouTube channel together for that. I should.
good.
But I do it all the time, and so they asked me to come in and do a kids craft.
Yes.
So I came in, and they said, would you bring your son in to help demonstrate it? I said, sure, I would. Of course I would. So I asked him. He went, oh, God, Mom, no, I can't. So it worked. Long story short, I had to bribe him.
Yes.
With cash and prizes. Cash and prizes.
Oh, wow.
So we went to the set, and we were all set to do it, and he loved the craft. He was totally into it. 30 seconds before we went on, he got a horrible case of diarrhea.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not kidding you.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
Could not be a part of it.
And you know what, Jill? Now he's going to be even more mortified because you just told everybody that.
Well, you know, as you do. He'll.
His name is Grant.
His name is Grant.
Yes.
My older one is Harrison. I need like a pointer. And that's my sister Nancy.
And that's your sister.
Who just lost 100 pounds.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
So what?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
you know, I feel for your son, Grant, though. He literally probably got nerves, so bad that he had to go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah, poor baby. I felt like such a bad mother. Like, can you just wait till the segment's over?
Oh, my goodness.
Let me just plug what I need to plug, and then we'll go.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that was for Hallmark.
Yeah.
Okay, so celebrity wife swap.
Yes.
So we haven't revealed yet who you're going to be swapping homes with, which is pretty interesting.
Yes. I mean, I can reveal it. Yes. Oh, good. Oh, you haven't. Okay.
No, I haven't.
I am swapping with Charo. Now, for people who don't know who Charo is, Coochie Charo. She is, besides the fact that she is very famous for the Coochie thing, she's also the #2 flamenco guitarist in the world, and she is brilliant at it. It will make you cry. She's so good. So,
okay, so Jill, I can vouch for this. Because when I was about 16 years old, I was in Hawaii with my family, and we went to see Charo.
Yes.
In a guitar concert, and she was so good, and it was so serious and intense that I was like, I almost want her to get up and do a little more hoochie coochie, because I mean, I'm just saying it was so good. Like, she is the real deal.
Yeah, she really is. She had, I don't know, some very fancy schmancy guitar teacher, and I'm horrible that I don't know who it is, but it was some very famous person. Like Ben Franklin of guitars. I don't know who it is. But amazing, whoever he was. I am so good at music.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who it was.
Actually, you are really good at music. So on the way in here, guys, and she's good at dubbing famous lines from movies. Jill was showing me her favorite new app on her iPhone. Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh,
so much fun.
Dub Smash. I mean, everybody's doing it, and I'm, a little late on the upswing, but I love this app, and so I tweet them out all the time.
Yes,
different fun ones that I've done. So if you want to see it, it's at Whelan Jill. WHELAN JILL is my Twitter handle.
Oh yeah.
Why is it not at Jill Whelan?
Yeah, why?
I have that one too. I just don't remember what my password is to get into it.
No.
Yeah. So I know I can call. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Oh my gosh. We'll talk later. I can help you with that. I did see. I think I just saw a little hoochie coochie flash up behind us.
Coochie, yes.
Yes. Charo was gracing her presence back on the images.
She's amazing.
She is amazing because she's got the skill, but then she also has this personality. Yeah. Like, she's a ball of fire. Like, she is. She is something.
She's incredible. And her sister makes every one of these costumes that she wears by hand. So for any woman who's ever worn bugle beads will know, every single one of them are by hand.
What?
Yes. And Carmencita is her sister, or as we're supposed to say if we're from Valencia, Carmencita.
Carmencita.
Yeah, and she's amazing, and she makes all of her costumes, and she's fabulous.
And she is going to be on the episode with you.
Yes. And where do you see your sister? They're like twins.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
There's two of them.
Kinda. You won't even believe it. You will not believe how much they look alike.
Okay, so Celebrity Wife Swap. You're going to go into Charo's home. It happens this Wednesday night on ABC, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Central. Y'all tune in.
So now here's the funny. I'll give you a little inside thing. They at one point decided that I needed to learn how to dance flamenco style.
Oh.
So they hired the #1 flamenco teacher in the world to come in and teach me. And the guy didn't speak any English. He only spoke Spanish. So I was trying to speak to him in Italian, and because thinking, well, that's pretty close, right? And he was like, no. And he was so tough, so tough. And then I found out after I shot the whole thing, he spoke perfect English. The producers don't want to speak English to me. So yes. So I was totally punked.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like talking to Charles' sister and saying, he's being really mean. And he understood every single thing I was saying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
See, they do that on reality shows, don't they?
know.
They manipulate the situation,
Yes.
the producers, right?
They do. They totally do.
Isn't that how it works?
They totally do. But ours was, listen, it's not your typical one.
Okay.
It's a fun one because we wouldn't get mad at our families. It's just not going to happen because I love her and I respect her and her family and vice versa. So it's more of a funny episode. So
I'll take funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll take funny over drama.
Me too. Oh, God, every day.
See, we got that score settled.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, well, that is going to be a lot of fun coming up this Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Fun.
So now, can we talk about Love Boat?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm dying to talk about Love Boat. Well, we have this amazing photo of, I think, what was like a cast reunion. It's a lot of members of the cast, maybe a few years ago.
No, this was actually, I think this was in November. I think this was in
November. This November?
Yeah, I think so. It was, because I'm seeing the 50th anniversary of Princess Cruises up there on the top, the logo.
Excellent.
We christened the newest ship the Regal Princess.
Yes.
And it was amazing. And I think we had like 50 of our old guest stars that came in.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, and this is the core cast. I mean, if you guys watch Love Boat, I mean, we got Isaac and Doc.
Gopher. There, Julie.
Gopher. Julie.
My pop.
Oh, can we talk about your pop? Because
yes.
I was wondering, what was your, Gavin Cloud just comes across as such a likable guy.
He is everything and more.
He is. Tell me about your relationship. I mean, you grew up on the show with him.
I hit the jackpot by having him be my TV father because he is the nicest, sweetest man on the planet. I adore him like he is my dad, and we talk all the time. All the time. I just talked to him 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're very good friends. We're very close. I adore him.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. He's a lovely guy.
Now, you seem to me, Jill, to be like very well adjusted. I mean, you're someone you grew up on television. I mean, you're a nice woman. You've continued in the arts. You're very diverse. You're a lot of people don't know you're a singer. I didn't know you were a singer.
Yes.
And you have a radio show, and you've had a radio show, and what else? You're a spokesperson.
I'm a spokesperson right now for Princess Cruises. I am their celebrations ambassador. And it's so much fun to be part of it.
This sounds like you're like the party host. Like, what is that?
It's a glorified party girl is pretty much what it is, which...
I want that job.
I know. Who would have thought, I don't know, 30 years ago that I would be working for Princess this many years later. But it's actually really organic because... Some of my most favorite moments, special times in my life, I've celebrated on a Princess Cruise. I got married on a Princess Cruise. My son's graduation, we had his birthday on a Princess Cruise. We celebrated my sister's 100-pound loss on a Princess Cruise. My very best girlfriend, we celebrated a year cancer-free for her on a Princess Cruise. And
so you are basically an expert cruiser.
Yes.
I want to know, just off the top of your head, I know this is a big question.
Give it to me.
If you and I were going to go on a cruise tomorrow, and I'm just saying this year, 2015, what would be your favorite location to cruise in right now?
Okay, I would say at first blush, I would say the Mediterranean. And France, Italy, Spain, Greece, that whole Turkey, that whole thing would be my favorite.
Oh, wow. I think that sounds amazing.
And especially if you've never been to Europe, if you take a cruise, it's almost like a Hawaiian poo-poo platter where you get little samplings of everything.
Yes.
Because, you're in this town for a couple of days, then this one. So if you've never been to Europe, but you want to go to all those places, who has the money to spend a month in France, a month in Spain, But this way you can go and find out which one you really like the most.
Oh, interesting.
Which why I love, that's why for my son's graduation, that's what I wanted to do for him, was to expose him to all of that stuff so that he could later go back and do what he wanted.
I totally get it. I have a little bit of experience with cruising, and
you do.
What appeals to me about it is that it's the logistics. Is this you and Ben Vereen?
Yes. This is so cool. So this was in New York. Stephen Schwartz, who is one of the most prolific Broadway composers there are. He wrote Wicked.
Oh my!
The music for Wicked. He did Pippin, which is why Ben Vereen is there. Godspell. Tons of music for Broadway. He just was honored this year with an honorary Tony. So he is partnering with Princess Cruises.
Fun!
And he is putting together and mounting 4 completely
shows.
Original musicals.
Oh, yeah.
Broadway caliber musicals only for Princess Cruises.
No way!
So maybe a family who lives in the Midwest who couldn't afford all 5 of them to fly to New York and spend the money on a hotel and everything else, and then tickets for a Broadway show, only has to go on a Princess Cruise and walk 50 feet to the Broadway caliber theater and see a Broadway show that Stephen cast, produced, wrote, hired his people to direct, to art direct, to do the costumes, and there's magic in them.
What a great creative partnership. That makes sense to me.
It's so incredible.
Yeah. That really makes sense to me. In fact, the jazz station I listen to here in Los Angeles has been advertising a cruise where a famous jazz composer is going to play, and it really perked my interest because I thought, whoa, I could almost be like a private audience to this music that I really enjoy and be going on a trip. But I want to tell you what I think I've been on 3 cruises in my life.
Oh, okay.
What I think is so amazing, what a cruise really offers is, first of all, you don't have to deal with so many logistics.
Yeah.
Like,
you unpack once. That's it.
All that, foreign currency and the which hotel and the translating and the reservations and the train or the flight, and it's kind of amazing.
Yeah,
right?
It is amazing. You wake up every morning and you open your curtain and you're in a new country or you're in a new location at a new port, wherever, that you are. This is the best way to see Alaska. And sail through the glaciers and stuff.
On an Alaska cruise, yes. Yeah, I was really, the images of those ice caps and the huge open space, and we took a little helicopter tour. I just remember it so much. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute, and a lot of people say, well, I don't want to be trapped on a cruise ship. So, what do you say to that?
Well, first of all, you're not trapped because usually every day you're at a different place. So you get right off the ship and you go do whatever. And when you're on the ships today, as compared to what they were like when I first started cruising, however many years ago it was, you could eat in a different restaurant almost every night on the ship. You could go to Sabatini's on one night. You can go to by the way, they have the best pizza ever.
What?
I'm not even kidding you. Like, people who haven't had it would get on the ship, and I love hearing how the scuttlebutt travels, because all of a sudden, by the end of the cruise, everybody knows that the best pizza is on the ship, and it's amazing.
Yes.
But you can have sushi. You can go to the crab bar. They have pop-up restaurants.
There's so much food.
There's Joe's. It's like a crab shack night that's a pop-up restaurant. Then they have a fondue pop-up restaurant that comes.
See, you're bringing me back, because there would be all this amazing, amazing food, and they really do pay a lot of attention. I also love how you have to get dressed up to go to dinner on a cruise ship.
Well, you don't. That's the other thing is, I love
groovy.
that too.
Yeah, but you don't have to now.
You don't have to in a lot of the restaurants on the ship. I like to dress up because I'm certainly not going to do it at home.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
What do you mean, Jill? You don't show up like this to dinner? I do.
I only show up like this to breakfast, and it's usually from the night before. No, so it's awesome. It's just so much fun, and you don't feel trapped. And there's classes, and there's movies under the stars, and there's dancing if you want to do that. But then I'm an old. A traditionalist. I love going to the bingo because it's just funny.
Fun.
It's so funny.
I don't really care for gambling, but bingo I'll do.
Yeah.
It's kind of old
like
school.
Different names for every letter, and they're just really funny.
And it's fun to laugh with the people around you.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Well, okay, clearly being on the Love Boat has had a major impact.
Yes.
On your life. I mean, it has definitely turned you on to cruising, even though you're not cruising on the Pacific Princess.
No,
anymore.
Not on the Pacific, but on
Pacific Princess.
The Regal or the Royal or the whatever.
I've been watching a lot of reruns on YouTube, just getting ready for this interview.
Oh my God.
It was kind of like looking at an old friend, something I remember, but then to watch it again, like I felt so sentimental. And I also, forgot just how glamorous the show was. Like, the show's really glamorous.
That's Aaron Spelling, I tell you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, the people are like beautiful.
Yeah.
Like a lot of beautiful people. And the rooms were beautiful. And the music's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the shots of the ship, like, from a audience point of view, it's just so
That's good
glamorous.
to hear. That's good to hear. I mean, I look back and I think, oh my gosh, it looks so cheesy. Because now, being on a cruise ship now, it's just so different. Like, the designers of the ships now, the Fincantieri's who do all the Princess Cruises ships, they're so elegant. It's so different than when I look back at our show and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cheesy. Look at those bell bottoms.
It is cheesy, but it's kind of like you embrace the cheese. You know?
Yeah,
it's
I
kind
guess
of like,
that's
oh my
true.
God, that was so fabulous.
That's true. You're right.
Yes, but one of the amazing other things about it was working with the cast that we saw. The steady people were there every week, but then you would have 5, 6, 7 amazing guest stars every week.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Tell me about some of the people.
Well, we were so lucky. I mean, we had everybody from Ethel Merman to Andy Warhol.
Oh my! What did Andy Warhol do in Love Boat?
I know, but he was on the show.
Wow!
And in fact, I remember being in New York. This is several years after he had done the show, and I was shopping in New York at Trump Towers, and this girl taps me on the shoulder and she says, "Are you Jill Whelan?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, I work for Andy Warhol, and if he knew you were in town, he would be so excited and he would want me to invite you down to the factory. Would you come down? Do you have anything going on right now? Would you come down and see Andy?" I'm like, shopping, Andy Warhol. Yes. So I did. I went down to the factory. We walked around for a good hour and a half, and he just gave me a tour and signed some posters. And
no kidding.
Yeah. It was amazing.
How interesting.
Amazing. He was lovely. So,
I mean, the sheer number of people who know your face from being on TV, and then also who you met.
I mean,
it
Gene Kelly.
Like Gene Kelly?
Yes, Gene Kelly was on the Love Boat. I danced with Ginger Rogers on the Love Boat. We tap danced together. I mean, it's Van Johnson, Della Reese, Tom Hanks, Michael J. Fox. I mean, the names there's just so many.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I saw somebody in an article wrote, basically anyone who was anyone in Hollywood worked on the Love Boat.
Bruce Jenner was on the Love Boat.
During that era. Bruce Jenner, what memories do you have of him?
I don't, I just remember that he was on, and I thought it was super cool that he was on. There were so many.
He was huge. In that time, he was an Olympic champion. God. I mean, he was a Wheaties,
that was a big deal.
Everyone in the country,
big deal.
Yeah. No one could have ever foreseen the interesting transformation that he's made.
No, but
hello, girl.
That's it, Caitlyn Jenner.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good for her.
So, and then during the show, there was also these other amazing opportunities that came up with you. For instance, with Nancy Reagan. The First Lady at the time. So tell us how she approached you and what you did to help her.
Okay, I'll try to do the thumbnail of this because it's kind of a long story. But basically, there was a show that we did on Love Boat. It was an episode where Vicky got drunk. And Vicky. Now it's just me. No. But it was, at the time, I felt that the way the writers had handled it was not responsible socially, because Gavin MacLeod, who is in real life a member of, he's a recovering alcoholic, and I'm not outing him. We've done shows about it and everything else, and it was just an irresponsible. And the captain was also a recovering alcoholic. It was written into the show that way, and so I really felt strongly that was not an appropriate way to handle the situation. Not really giving her some kind of talking to some kind of punishment that was appropriate for the crime, so to speak, and education about it. And so I had never gone to the producers about a story ever or asked them to change it. I wouldn't do that.
Not little Vicky.
No, and I felt strongly enough about this as a kid that it was important. So I marched up to the writer-producer's office, and I was so scared, and we talked about it, and then I don't know if they leaked it to the press or somebody leaked it to the press, but somebody did, and then I was suddenly giving interviews about it, and then the White House called and said, would you come and be Nancy Reagan's spokesperson on her Just Say No campaign? And I did, and I sang at the White House a bunch of times, and
wow.
I remember being there at a Christmas party. I think it was a Christmas party or it was an inauguration for Reagan's second term. I can't remember which one it was, but it was right after the attempted assassination. And it was the first huge piece of history that I had actually been alive for, where the Kennedy assassination and all that, you read about it, but you
weren't there.
You can't say where you were when Kennedy was shot.
Yep.
Whereas I was of one of the generation who could say I know where I was when Reagan was shot. And all of a sudden, with all of that in my head, rolling up to me was James Brady being pushed by his wife in his wheelchair. James Brady was his press man who was shot, and the Brady Bill. Thence, after that, is that a word? I don't think it is. Thenceforth, maybe
I like it. It was very constitutional. We're making constitutional references
today. We're talking about the White House, and it's very la-di-da.
It is.
So thenceforth, the Brady Bill came into fruition.
Yes.
And so anyway, so here comes history rolling up to me with his wife, and I just froze. I couldn't believe that this man was and I started to feel like heat from my feet starting to come up, and it's bubbling up, and all of a sudden my neck is getting red, and then I start to cry, like just get welled up in the eyes, and I froze, and I was thinking I can't do this in front of this man, and what a horrible thing that I would cry as he's walking up towards me, and he probably doesn't need that in his life, but I was young, and what did I know? All of a sudden I felt this arm come around my shoulder and say, why don't we go get some punch? And that arm belonged to Barbara Bush, who saved me from my possible embarrassing moment with James Brady.
Well, I just think that's
pretty
amazing.
Cool.
You know what, though?
It's pretty cool.
But in fact, it probably wasn't embarrassing. It was really touching because
God, I hope so, 'cause
you were emotionally honest about the situation.
Yeah, I was...
See that? I think that's part of your magic of being Vicky on the Love Boat, is just that you were this younger person who was so open emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This freckle-faced person who, like, to us and to Aaron Spelling, but they knew this person represents, like, honesty and openness.
I'll take that.
Oh,
that's
no,
awesome.
I do. I think that's a really touching story. But Barbara Bush, cool.
I know. It's so cool.
She's pretty cool.
She was like such a grandmother figure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
wow.
And there she was, and she saved me. I don't even know if she ever would remember that, but I remember it.
Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Wow. Okay, so while you are doing the Just Say No campaign and mingling with the elites in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
The presidential elites in Washington, D.C.
Yes. Senators, congressmen, all of them.
You seem to get through the whole experience in your teenage years pretty well, pretty fabulously, and then you actually went on to college. You chose to go to college, which is kind of amazing. But I want to, which leads to this question. What is the deal with childhood stars?
Do
they get a bad rap?
No.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so first of all, me growing up in the business as opposed to how kids are growing up in the business now, not that there's really any difference. There's lots of kids from my generation who had a very rough time and still do.
Okay.
But we didn't have selfies and cell phone. We didn't even have cell phones. We didn't have DVDs. We had 8 tracks, and you know what I mean? And so the availability of media and the outlets in which you can be subjected to as an actor there is no end to the numbers now. In my day, I could go to the grocery store with no makeup in a pair of sweatpants and nobody would take my picture. But more importantly than that, that's just part of it, and I do believe
because there's Elvis Presley's and there's from the 80s. I mean, there's plenty of people who've gotten hooked on drugs. It's just a show business thing.
That's added pressure that kids have today.
Yes, to be on all the time.
That being said, there are a lot of people who are on television who are not like the Kardashians, who really aggressively pursue the media. There's lots of actors we never see.
True.
Unless we tune into their show on the night that they're on.
Right.
So that responsibility is a two-way street, number one. Secondly, for kids, when it's kids, it really, you have to have parents who are in it for all the right reasons. My mother was in it for the right reasons. She was not in it because of me, because of the fame and the fortune and the power and the money. She could give a hoot about any of that part of it. The first day I was on a set on my own series, the producer came up to her, one of the producers, and said, "Listen, Carol," that's my mom's name, "if there's anybody on this set that Jill doesn't like, just let us know." And I was standing right next to her, "and we'll have them fired." And that was my mother's reaction. She laughed. She went, "Let me tell you something. If you ever give my daughter that kind of power again, we will be gone before you can call her name."
Oh, what an interesting reaction.
Yeah. She said, "Are you..." Because that is another problem, and it's not just kids, it's adults too, and some adults do better than others. Some adults do horribly at it, handling it. But that's the kind of power that these kids are given, and adults, anybody who has some level of success, is they get their stable of yes men around them.
Yes.
Who are very willing to be the first one there with drugs, or very willing to be the first one there to tell them yes when no is the appropriate response, and so on and so forth. And then the moment that either the moment that that's taken away and the person has to really be back to reality, that's when the trouble starts. Or if they don't have anybody there, like a good strong parent like mine, to pull them back and say, no, you're not that person, you're this person, then how would anybody react if you never were told no? What your reality becomes the reality that you have created around you, which is sycophants and people who just don't want to have an end to their paycheck. And so that's why kids, I think, fall the way they do in the business today. That's the reason.
You know what? I think that makes a lot of sense. That is really, really super interesting.
Yeah, you have to, as a parent, remember what your job is. You're a parent. Yeah. You're not the manager. I mean, you can be their manager, but you're not a manager. You are a parent. Your job is not to be their friend. Your job is not to try to get as much fame as they have. Mrs. Lohan, and so on and so forth.
Well, no, Lindsay Lohan's a big example of this. Yeah.
There's a lot. Problem is, there's so many examples.
Yeah, there's so many examples. Well, tough love is the word that comes to mind when you were talking about the way it's got to be. But interesting to hear your perspective.
Oh, thank you.
Because you've lived it. Okay, let's talk about the future. So this Wednesday night, you're on Celebrity Wife Swap.
Yes.
Yes, you were out east for a bit, but you're living here back in LA.
Yes.
And you're really diving into a lot of different projects.
Yeah, it's been really wonderful.
Tell us a little smattering of everything that's going on in 2015.
Boy, okay. Well, I brought my one-woman show back, which is a cabaret show, and I just got back from a fun cruise doing that, not with Princess. It was on a Princess ship, but it was not Princess who hired me. It was another company called RSVP. And I'm right now kind of rewriting it because I feel like it's kind of old and I want to redo it. So
tell us the title. I think it was 2008 that you premiered it?
Yes. It's called A Night in Dry Dock. And I'll keep that title for now, unless I change it. But, I mean, that's fine for now. And it's just kind of like
unless you come up with something a little more, I don't know, constitutional.
I might call it
Jill Whelan.
Herein. Jill Whelan, herein.
Jill Whelan, henceforth, go.
Exactly. It's nautical. I don't know, but it's kind of that's more me. So it's kind of just about all the people I've met and all the fun stuff that's gone on in my life. And,
I bet you have stories. Yeah,
there's so many stories.
Yeah.
So many stories. So I'm revamping that, which has been awesome. And what else? I just did an episode. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's soon, of Real Husbands of Hollywood, the Kevin Hart show, and that was amazing.
Oh, wow.
So that was really fun.
Was it fun? Yeah.
Oh my God, it was Kevin so Hart. Amazing. And the women, I worked primarily with the women on the show, and they're so talented and they're so funny.
Oh yeah.
And they're so beautiful. They're amazing. And then I just finished a little film, and I'm working as the celebrations ambassador for Princess Cruises. So that's
and you're cruising endlessly.
Yes, which is great.
Do people freak out when they see you on a boat? On a cruise? I would.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like, oh my God,
sometimes they do, yeah. I mean,
or they try not to?
No. Oh, first of all, they're always lovely. I mean, they're always lovely, which is so. I mean, I could be on some soap opera where they're horrible to me because I play a bad character. But
Do you have friends that play villains on television?
I have, and it's awful because they're great people, and they just are really good at their job. Oh, and I did some Bold and the Beautiful too. I forgot to mention that too.
Yes, that's right.
And
Falcon Crest.
Falcon Crest. What about Falcon Crest?
I'm sorry, Fantasy Island.
Yes.
Fantasy Island. So you actually went on After Love Boat. Was it After Love Boat or During Love Boat?
No, I did like
several episodes.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of them.
I mean, because those two shows go in tandem.
I'm like the Charo of Fantasy Island.
Oh my gosh! See, that's true.
Yes. But so what else? What else?
So you've done some soaps.
Yeah, I've done some. I just did Bold and the Beautiful not too long ago.
Oh, good.
And what else?
And in your spare time, you drink. It sounds like yes, and cook.
Yes, I do.
And raise your sons.
My publicist.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Now just is under the table. She said she's unhinged again. But yeah, so there's just stuff happening all the time, and it's really been wonderful. And I have some other projects that I can't talk about yet because they haven't been released yet. So, but
ooh,
yeah,
like those.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here at AfterBuzz.
It's my pleasure. It's so much fun.
You made my dreams come true today.
Aw, and you mine therein.
Oh, what? Henceforth, this interview is complete, and we shall go forth into the sunshine. Thank you guys so much.
Bathed in mirth.
Ooh, I'm going to go download your new app.
All right, I'm going to go look up mirth in the dictionary.
Yes. Make sure it means what you think it means.
You know, it never does.
No, it doesn't. But it sounds right. It sounds right at the time. Okay, well, I'll be tuning in this Wednesday night.
Yes, I want to see dub smashes from you, too.
Oh, I know. I'm going to, yes. Do you send them to people?
You can, absolutely.
Okay,
you can share them on social media.
Then I'm going to bomb you. You're going to be like, oh, JJ,
I'm in.
Stop. Celebrity Wife Swap, 9 o'clock, 10 Central.
Oh, good. That's when it's on.
They're special in the middle of the country.
Okay.
They get their shows later.
I know.
Yes, it's on at 9 here in Los Angeles on ABC.
Tune in. It's very funny.
Also, if people do miss it, Celebrity Wife Swap, their webpage replays episodes for a while.
Oh,
so
awesome.
People can catch you later. And gosh, thank you for joining us here at AfterBuzz TV. If you're watching on YouTube, man, we would appreciate not only your comments, but maybe a little thumbs up.
A little love.
Give us a little of that. Maybe subscribe. And if you've been listening on iTunes podcast, well, thanks for joining us.
It's been fantastic.
Oh, it's been good.
If people want to see some of my dub smashes, they can go to my Twitter handle, @WhelanJill. They're all there.
Don't ask her why she's not Jill Whelan. She forgot her password. Guys, I would love you to follow me, text me, follow up on this interview @J2 Snyder on Twitter. And thanks for joining us.
So much fun. Thank you for having me.
Bon voyage.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.